I should admit that I've learned a lot of things along the way. They might be out of the front view, but still, they are more than important. And my mindset changed so much as I started out on this journey. But somehow, I am still the same, having the same worries, the same perfectionism, the same feeling of not knowing what to do. Maybe being creative is not comfortable at all, like never. So, why humanity strives for the uncomfortable when it comes to creating? What do we want to achieve? Something grandiose? Or do we simply want to express ourselves in a unique way? Hello, my dear lovelies. I am here to tell you why I am still doing YouTube after a year, even though I usually get very few views on my videos. So, let's get started. First of all, starting out on YouTube is a journey of ups and downs, and at first you have high expectations, but then you are totally humbled because although you put a lot of effort into your work, you don't see immediate results. At least that was my case, but still, I am already doing what I really wanted to do with my life, to be more creative, to start performing and doing this YouTube stuff, doing some content creation, and I think that makes me happy after all. I think this is my phase of trial and error, of experimentation, of practicing, and it is still feeling cringe a lot of the times, but I think I have learned a lot of things along the way. I do see the value in documenting my life, but I think I need to gain some confidence in order to do this. I remember when I first started cooking, I was totally lost in the kitchen, but I kept practicing, and now this is just another ritual that comes naturally to me, and I hope this will be the case with these talking heads and other video types as well. So what I've learned is that self-confidence needs to be acquired. It does not come instantly. It comes only with practice, and this is what I am actually doing right now. I think in the past I have shied away from talking heads and I laid more on being scripted, but that often felt too lifeless. So I said to myself, I must start and do some talking heads and free speaking in front of my camera. But my problem was I felt the lack of my skills, and I felt that maybe I don't have the necessary English skills either. So it was more comfortable to me to do VOs, but I think this would be a very good challenge for me. So in the end, I think what I was really lacking was just confidence. As winter is approaching with its cooler days and also the darkness is setting earlier in, I must rely more on talking heads because I won't have that much opportunity to film outside in the town or in the nature. At the same time, I don't quite see how I can make enough B-roll footage at home. So this was my solution. And there was that question in me: if I failed in my first year, why should I keep going with my second year in this YouTube journey? And the answer is, if I did it for 1 year, why shouldn't I do it for another one? There's nothing to lose. And yet, I don't want to throw away the work of a year, and I still hope that my time is right around the corner or that it will come soon. I just have to persevere. And if you put so much energy and effort into something, that thing becomes very important to you, so you will hold to it. And this is what happened to me. Now let's talk about what creating gives me and how I evolved as a creator in my first year. So I actually love the thrill when I record my voice, when I set the scene, when my vision comes into life, when it becomes real. It is about my vision and work coming together, and I always learn something new. I almost always felt the lack of skills, the lack of ideas, and the lack of gear, and I struggled a lot with this. But I think this gave me a purpose and many mini goals along the way and I am always learning and learning, so it's a go, go, go for me. And the most important thing that I learned is that I can always ask for help. There are so many who support me and are ready to jump in for me. And being in this field, in this niche, actually helped me to observe my surroundings, the details around me, to live a more creative life, to live out my childhood dreams and passions, because I think they were with me for a reason and I don't want to abandon them, to throw them away. I just want to be authentic to myself. So I continuously learn new skills and maybe I can implement them in the future. And content creation made me journal my days and it became very, very important to me. And I just love it. But how does content creation relate to my identity, to my personality? I was always a person that was performing, and my father often encouraged me to recite poetry or tell fairy tales. So for me, creativity intertwines with a kind of performance. And as I said, recording my voice and setting scenes brings color into my life, and I really love that. I love to be active, to be around, to constantly do things, to create things. That is who I am. And when I see others, I can't help wanting this for myself as well. And I'm not the person that easily gives up. I started this content creation journey with content about languages and literature, but then I shifted it to something else. I started documenting my life throughout the seasons, and I try to find beauty in the ordinary. That is, I think, what I love, because I wanted to have something that is more personal, more artistic, and I love that it gives me a kind of freedom. And most of all, creating videos, creating content means that I am embracing who I am. It's a kind of self-discovery to know who I am as a creator, as a person. And I am always trying to know myself just a little better. And maybe in the future I will be able to connect with other creators similar to me. And I do this for my little yet very kind and supportive community who always surprise me with some kind of encouragement that keeps me enthusiastic about this and keeps me going and moving on even when my motivation fades. So thank you all for your kind words and for your encouragement. It really meant the world for me. And now I just want to grab the opportunity to ask you to subscribe to my channel and like this video so I can go on this journey. Finally, I don't know exactly what opportunities may arise from this, but I still love to imagine that someday I will be discovered and I will be able to inspire others to live a life of creativity, courage, and to embrace the slowness of seasons and to find the beauty in the ordinary. So, thank you all for being with me in this little video and listening to my ramblings. It really means so much to me. So, thank you again, and don't give up on your dreams because they matter and you are valuable. Don't forget that. And also, don't forget to like this video. Bye!